This is the opportunity that dreamers and achievers are waiting for. The direction you follow is the direction you make for yourself. We give out these experiences and possibilities. What you analyze right here will stay with you always. To find your opportunity, kickstart with Immaculate College for Women. The college serves as a springboard for students. Students from our college achieved university rankings, including Lavanya R. first rank with a gold medal from the Department of Commerce, Keetna P. ranked 7th in the Department of Physics, Jennifer A. earned a 10th place from the Department of Commerce. The college offers courses in literally every discipline areas. UG courses with a wide range of subjects. Bachelor of Science BSc in Computer Science, Mathematics, Chemistry, Botany and Physics. Bachelor of Computer Applications BCA. Bachelor of Commerce BCom in General, Computer Application, Corporate Secretaryship. Bachelor of Arts BA in Tamil and English. Master degree programs with MSc Data Science, MSc Chemistry, MSc Mathematics, MA English and MCom. Numerous crash courses are designed to promote the talents and creativity of students like Artificial Intelligence, Internet of Things IoT, Multimedia, Web Designing, Tally with GST, Robotics, Choreography. The upcoming short courses: Drone Technology, Aeronautical Engineering, Typewriting and Shorthand, Arts and Crafts, Tailoring, Beautician, Fashion Designing, Baking and Confectionery, Tourism and Hospitality, Jewelry Making and Driving. Parchment courses are offered in collaboration with Longford International College, including Aviation, Leadership and Psychology to add extra credentials. Enroll in ICW to set yourself up for success. Applications are open for the year 2022 to 2023. Time is running out to apply for our college campus. Hurry up and get in. To know more about our college in detail, check out our college official website. Become an ICW student for a bright future. A new opportunity awaits. Let's get this started. Immaculate College for Women. Learn, light and liberate.
A beautiful smile is the best universal welcome. It can make a day a good day easily. It's my pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to you all. Your presence makes us very happy. We, Idna and Zesira from the Department of Mathematics, welcome you all to this international conference on multidisciplinary research organized by Immaculate College for Women, Kadalur. Let's put our heart and soul together, seeking the Lord Almighty to bless us and unite us spiritually. Now I request everyone to join us for the prayer.
Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. I worship His holy name like never before. Oh my soul, I worship Your holy name. The sun comes up, it's a new day dawning. It's time to sing your song again. Whatever may pass and whatever lies before me, let me be singing to the evening comes. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. I worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship Your holy name. You're rich in love and You're slow to anger. Your name is great and Your heart is kind. For all Your goodness, I will keep on singing. 10,000 reasons for my heart to find. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. I worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship Your holy name. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. I worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship Your holy name. Yes, I will worship Your holy name. Lord, I worship Your holy name.
Dance is a language beyond words, expressing that for which we have no words. A vibrant welcome dance is about to begin. Thank you. That was a splendid performance. Success begins with a thought or an idea. When nourished with hope and confidence, that take us towards success. To begin this noble cause of academic accomplishment, let's put our smile together and extend a warm welcome to the dignitary. May I request Dr. R. Nitya, Department of Physics, to deliver a welcome address.
Your Excellency, distinguished guests, honorable delegates, researchers, industrialists, and my dear students. Very good morning to one and all. I cordially welcome you all to our 4 days international conference on multidisciplinary research organized by Immaculate College for Women, Cuddalore. It's a very momentous day as we have the golden opportunity to organize and celebrate this International Conference 2022 together. Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. I deem it my proud privilege to welcome our Reverend Sister Sagayam, Secretary of Immaculate College for Women, has been the backbone and motivated us all enough by being an example of light in the darkness. We would be delighted with your expertise and knowledge in every way possible. I welcome you, sister. I warmly welcome our honorable chief guest, speakers, and delegates across the world. This international conference is organized for 4 days from 26th to 29th April in various disciplines such as Department of Physical Science, Department of Biological Science, Department of Arts, Management, and Humanities. The resource person of this international conference is also going to present their area of specialization. Dr. Sengol Merlin from USA, Vincent English from Ireland, Dr. Albert Premkumar from Sweden, guest of honor is Dr. Daniel from Christ University, Dr. S. Nancy from Korakal, and Mrs. Aarti Infanta from Chennai is going to travel on this international journey. I welcome all the chief guests and guests of honors. Leadership is about vision and responsibility, not power. I would like to welcome our principal, Dr. M. Shushila Devi, who always gives her consent as well as complete creative freedom to focus on education and to make our institution achieve greater success. I welcome you, ma'am. The greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greater things. She is the one that gets the people to do the greatest things. With these quotes, I would also like to welcome our Reverend Sister, Dr. Maria Sami, without whom we are incomplete. She supports us in many ways unimaginable, not only helping us with the ideas, but also with the execution of those ideas and giving us the necessary moral support. I welcome you, sister. The true alchemists do not change lead into gold, they change the word into words. Nothing can be more reassuring and heartwarming than witnessing the eagerness of presenters who is ready to share the research on their area of specialization. Now, I would like to welcome our presenter, speaker, faculties, and research scholar who are ready to inspire our heart with newness and creativity. I would like to welcome all the people who are assisting this conference through our college YouTube channel, ICW Kadalur. I extend my welcome to all our heads of the department, faculties, organizing committee members, technical committee members, administrative staff members, student volunteers, and media partners who are an integral part of this college and always supported the vision and mission of our college. I like to extend a warm greeting all of you, and I hope that today's session will help to strengthen and transfer new and creative technology. I wish you all the best. Thank you all for your presence and participation. Once again, I welcome you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for welcoming the gathering with your sweet words. Next, I request Ms. Ruksa Begum from the Department of Commerce to give an intro to the conference and share the key points about the conference. Welcome, ma'am.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I like to start with my favorite words of Walt Disney. If you can dream it, you can do it. To be exceptionally dreaming about things is what urges us to dream beyond the limit. In the midst of such an event, in the next few minutes, I'll be walking you through what the conference is about, how useful it is for you, and what does the future hold for all of us in the context of the theme of this conference. This is the first multidisciplinary research conference in the history of our Immaculate, which is completely conducted on a digital platform. It's my pleasure to introduce you to the speakers and delegates that have come from all over the country today to share their knowledge and enhance our mental horizon. From the dignitaries from the United States to the dignitaries from Ireland and Sweden, we have left no stone unturned to make this conference at Rule International Conference. The proposed conference provides nearly 150 research papers as an outlet for high-quality research in all areas of physical sciences, biological science, humanities, arts, and management. Applying the axioms of physical science to human life has something reprehensible to it. Today, we are about to discuss and enlighten the various research findings, discussions, and the phenomenal discoveries of our researchers in the field of physical science. We have our chief guest, Dr. Sengold Merlin, cloud engineer freelance from Texas, United States, in our midst today. We feel fortunate for your presence, ma'am. A moment's insight is sometimes worth a life's experience. We wish your presence is such alike. Looking forward to observe your profundity. So, the conference track for today's session covers physics and its applications, recent trends in pure and applied mathematics, emerging trends in computer science and informatics. The research discussions are to be presented by our researchers to your knowledge. Hope that this platform aids in exploring new discoveries. Following that, our next day, 27/4/2022, proceeds with the discussions and experiments on biological sciences. Dr. Albert Prem Kumar, visiting guest scientist, Stockholm University, Sweden, is a special guest for the day's session. As Steve Jobs said, the biggest innovations of the 21st century will be at the intersection of biology and technology. A new era is beginning. So we will have our researchers to discuss on the conference tracks like multidisciplinary events in chemistry, new challenges and advanced techniques in the field of biology. The research findings to be presented and discussed by our researchers. Presenting the research work is an important part of the work of a scientist. Explore the day with innovative research outcomes that provides deep insights towards scientific research. So finally, our final day, 28 for 2022, a prize is upon the presentations of humanities, arts, and management. The chief guest for the session will be Dr. Vincent English from Longford International College, Ireland. The research analysis will be addressing the rapid strides and technological advancement currently witnessed in the fields of arts and management. The arts and humanities are vastly more important in troubled times. The conference tracks on contemporary dimensions and opportunities in the domain of commerce, language, literature, and gender. Dharani Potrum Tamilar Varviyal are the key research highlights of the day. There is a great difference between knowing and understanding. Understanding requires a keen observance and logical interpretation. To invoke your cognizance is all that we have desired to achieve. We welcome you all to witness and grab the authentic research findings of our students, staff members, and presenters across the globe. The research presentations will be assessed by professionals from Christ University Bengaluru, Stella Maris College Chennai, and Vinayaka Missions Medical College Karaikal. Among all the research findings, the best paper in each discipline will be honored, and the overall best presentation will also be awarded. Certificates will be issued to all the participants, so stay tuned, reap the benefits out of various innovations and discoveries present unto you in this knowledge sharing platform. Adding furthermore sense of happiness and privilege, we also like to present our great initiative to promote the discipline of research. Yes. Our big leap of initiating our journal in the name of our founder, Louis Sévigné Dupuis, is our immense masterstroke. The LSD JMR is an international multidisciplinary, peer-reviewed, open access journal whose aim is to promote and enhance research So, welcome back, participants. Sorry for the network issue. So, adding furthermore sense of happiness and privilege, we also like to present our great initiative to promote the discipline of research. Yes, our big leap of initiating a journal in the name of our founder, Louis Sevigny Dupuis, is our immense masterstroke. The LSD-JMR is an international, multidisciplinary, peer-reviewed open access journal whose aim is to promote and enhance research in all fields through the publishing of high-quality papers. LSDJMR publishes articles that are freely accessible to the public via an online medium at no charge to the readers. All users are allowed to read, download, copy, distribute, print, search, or link to the full text of articles. The journal is committed to publish only authentic research findings. Our journal provides a free plagiarism checking service and a keynote session for creating high quality papers either. We are overjoyed to pronounce that our LSD JMR journal publication papers are indexed by Google Scholar. It will be indexed in Scopus and UGC Care by next year. Authors are allowed to hold a copyright without restrictions in the journal. It is permissible for authors to distribute, post their articles in any repositories or on their own websites, and to reproduce material from their article in presentations or posters. LSDJMR Journal publishes the papers with ISBN number, DOI number, and ISSN number. We have also planned a conference in the month of December and January 2022. Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known. Let that be your research findings. We encourage you to come up with qualitative, authentic research outcomes and discussions. And we are here to support, uplift, and recognize your piece of work. That's what our Louis Sevigny Dupuis Journal of Multidisciplinary Research strives for. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, ma'am. Confidence and hard work are the keys to success. To share the key with us now I like to invite Reverend Sister Maria Sami for felicitation. Welcome, Sister.
God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. That is His nature. Wow. We are happy to start this conference. This is a multidisciplinary research forum. And first, we have taken the step, and two major sectors are involved here. One is FAHM congregation, that is Franciscan Sisters of the Immaculate Heart of Mary congregation. That's why we named it under our founder, that is Louis Savinien Dupuy, Journal of Multidisciplinary. Second one is our Immaculate College for Women, Kadalur. So I would like to congratulate our congregation and the administration of Immaculate College for Women, the secretary, principal, and the staff for their initiative. Now, I always meditate on the word called unconditional affirmation of the world. So there is unconditional affirmation. What is that? It is the nature is adapting us. The nature is giving us space to live. The nature is giving us the chance to breathe. The nature is giving us a lot of opportunity. But what are we going to return? That is the big question. So it is nothing but we have to be smart. We should be intelligent and we should think innovatively. So each and everything we have to do it on research. Research is very important. Why the sun is rotating? Why the sun is directly? How the sun is directly coming into our body, and what is the reaction it is made? How the things are operated? Anyway, so each and every human being who are born in this world, we have to contribute something to to this world. That is nothing but our being intelligence to contribute something. So this is the great opportunity for we have given the humanity to research, to find, to discuss, to come into the confusion, and finally to come into the conclusion. So, on this special day, in the name of God and the name of our congregation and the Immaculate, together with the Immaculate College for Women, Kadalur, we are happy to start this conference. Now I request our Secretary Sister, Reverend Sister Sahayam, who is the backbone of everything, who is the strength of everything, and who is standing behind and supporting us in all the levels, to come and launch the conference. Sister, you are most welcome.
With cheerful heart, beautiful and blissful morning to everyone. I'm excited to officially to launch this international conference of Louis Savanian Tupis Journal of Multidisciplinary Research. I wish all the participants to have a great time with us. May God bless you. All the best.
I'm very glad and pleased to introduce our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. S. Sengol Malin. She had completed her postgraduate degree, ME Computer Science and Engineering, in Anna University. She is also a rank holder in PG degree. She is awarded Doctorate University in 2019 by Anna University. Her title is Cloud Ecosystem and Mobile Based Authentication. She has nearly 14 years of experience in research and development teaching in cloud ecosystem and machine learning. She has extensive knowledge in leading delivery teams and managing agile projects. Some of the positions held by her are Dean of Women Student for 3 years in Loyola ICAM College of Engineering and Technology. She served as the Assistant Professor for 10.5 years in Loyola ICAM College of Engineering and Technology and held multiple responsibilities as PAC member, NBA coordinator, project coordinator, cyber cell convener, internal compliance committee convener. She worked as a database administrator with service in London, UK. She has also worked as assistant professor in Sastra University. And now, currently, she is holding the position of Cloud Solution Architect freelancer in United States of America. She has published 12 works and has reviewed nearly 20 international conferences and has visited and stayed in countries such as India, UK, USA. May I now request Dr. S. Sengol Merlin to take over the virtual dais. Welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Respected Reverend Sister Sagai Mary, the Secretary of Immaculate College for Women, Dr. M. Susila Devi, the Principal, Reverend Sister Dr. Maria Sami, the HR, Dr. D. Daniel, Professor from Christ University, Bangalore, Dr. R. Nitya, the Chief Editor for Physical Sciences of LSDJMR, faculty members, staff, and dear participants. Very good morning. Thank you for your warm introduction and welcome. I'm honored to be present amongst all of you at this international conference on multidisciplinary research organized by the Immaculate College for Women. I appreciate the efforts of the organizing committee to conduct this virtual conference, thereby providing opportunities for the research scholars, industrialists, academicians to present their research work in various fields like biological sciences, mathematics, computers, engineering, arts, and humanities. My appreciation to all the scholars present here and wish you all the very best. I was going through the list of papers being presented today under the Physical Sciences Department and was happy to see different topics. In a way, we are all relating to all the technologies booming and evolving around the world. Adaptation and learning are the most important intelligent aspects that we humans possess. Reverend Sister Maria Swami also insisted on this in her introductory note. Intelligence, most of the time, is measured in a context and in an environment. The most intelligent idea in one context or environment might become a bad idea in another context. Learning to remain relevant is applicable to any intelligent person. Whatever was once in science fiction now are slowly seeing their reality in life. We could witness the growth of machine intelligence everywhere. Any 10-year-old learns. Amazon's Alexa learns. Google learns. Siri learns. So, machines, being the extension of human talents and intelligence, have started learning and evolving. There is a logic behind every process and algorithm behind every learning. Let us keep learning and keep evolving to be more intelligent and more relevant. Having said that, learning becomes a core technology of AI, and we could witness that in our daily life, knowingly or unknowingly. So, on the same note, I would like to share a few thoughts on how the technology flips the customer experience. In the last 2 years, due to the pandemic, many things have changed. Our teaching learning methodologies have changed. Students' learning experience has changed. Even the way of conducting conferences, meetings has changed. There is a famous saying, every dark cloud has a silver lining. Even COVID pandemic had. The digital transformation has seen a drastic growth. It has completely reshaped consumers' expectations of two things they love to indulge in: watch entertaining content and shop. Amid a global pandemic, when people were restricted from shopping in their favorite stores or hanging out with friends, watching new box office releases in theaters, and so much more, brands, technology platforms, and entertainment companies were forced to innovate and keep innovating to keep up with consumers. We all have experienced it, like various OTT platforms, Lenskart VR showrooms, Amazon's shopping experience, and so on. On a lighter note, even the movies are getting released on OTT, which were rare before. So, from new methods of gathering data and insights, building homegrown tools, or inking new partnerships, the marketers have ramped up efforts to offer experiences that put consumers right where they belong. Before pandemic changed the world in 2020, brands were already on the path toward digital transformation. But when the planet went on lockdown, they needed to accelerate their plans. Technology has flipped the customer experience to a different level in a very short duration, which no one would have imagined a couple of years before. These technological digital transformation changes have also warranted for a strong network backbone, which gave way for other technologies also to boom. Large level rollout of 5G technology and worldwide enterprise cloud are some of them. So, what is in for 2022 for us? I'm sure digital transformation will continue to gallop to catch up with customer needs. We would be seeing a major worldwide adaptation of 5G technology by users. And with the 5G innovation and development standpoint, companies like Qualcomm, Ericsson, they are pushing the development of 5G. Also, memory. With the vast growth of this technology, memory will be another side of the coin that has to keep up the space. So, there is a prediction that the chip technology would see another boom in this year. IBM's new 2 nanometer chip technology will help advance the state of the art in the semiconductor industry, addressing this growing demand. We can expect to see software and hardware tools by Zoom, Cisco, Microsoft, Google, or Salesforce that will improve the meeting quality and enable a level of unmatched collaboration. Intelligent cameras and collaboration systems equipped with AI will make it easier to identify the speaker who is talking. So, I have touched upon only a few technologies due to the time constraints, and I think there is some technical difficulties we have right now. So, I hope it might have kindled your thoughts to a certain extent. The current world situation continues to pose a number of challenges as well as opportunities for us. It is up to us to bring out our hidden energies, talents, innovation, and creativity. I would say this is high time for us to give space for our creative energies. Wish you all happy teaching and learning. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your enlightened words. Your words boost and inspired us a lot. Thank you so much, ma'am. In querying theory, a discipline within the mathematical theory of probability, a Markovian arrival process is a mathematical model for the time between jet arrivals to the system. Let us invite Miss Patricia, head of the mathematics department, to give her presentation on the topic, a finite Markovian single serve queuing model with multiple working vacation, catastrophe, and restoration.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I'm very glad to present our paper in this international conference on multidisciplinary research. And our topic is a finite Markovian single server queuing model with multidisciplinary, mathematical working location, catastrophe, and restoration. And I'm Patricia, doing my research in the field of queuing theory in Anamla University under the guidance of Dr. N. Srinivasan, Associate Professor, and also he is a mathematics wing coordinator in the Anamla University, Anamla Nagachadaram, India. So here I'm going to present about the queuing theory, and so we have all come to know about the queues in our day-to-day life. So queues is formed in many present life situation. So I'm starting from the introduction of queuing theory. So here queuing theory is a study of queues and its formation and function. Queuing theory has widest range of applications in all fields like communication, transportation, industries, and etc. It comes under the operation research, which is a branch of mathematics. In many related situations, queues are often seen in in 1903, a Danish engineer Agner Karup Erlong, who worked for the Copenhagen Telephone Exchange, has a waiting problem, which leads him to develop the queuing theory. He analyzed the problem of finding how many telephone circuits were needed to provide phone service that would prevent the customers from waiting too long for an available circuit. He began to realize that the problem of minimizing waiting time was applicable to many fields while developing the solution to this problem. And of course, here we are going to say about the queues. So queues are nothing but waiting lines, and in queues, there will be a person who serves the person arriving in or who is waiting in the waiting line. So the person who serves is called a server, and the person who get the service is called the customer. And these are the primary needed for the queue. And vacation is nothing but when a server finds no one in the queue, he goes on vacation. And of course we have a working vacation is nothing but your vacation. In your vacation, the server will take the secondary job apart from his primary job. He will do the secondary job in his vacation time, which is called working vacation. For instance, if we take a gas station, if he fill up the petrol for the coming customer, which is nothing but the cars, right? So, and if he is taking vacation and he may be engaged in some other activities such as filling up the air for the tire and so on. So that is called a working vacation. And also there is called a multiple vacation. So multiple vacation is nothing but a server is allowed to take vacation more than one time in his service period or in a day, which is nothing but the multiple working vacation. Catastrophe is nothing but it's a sudden destruction which has happened to the system, and when it happened, it destroys all the customer or it deletes all the units from the system. So automatically the system takes its own time to restore its or to accept the new customer. So which time the time is referred to as restoration time. So catastrophe and restoration will be more or less in the same context. So catastrophe is nothing but it is a restriction, and restoration is nothing but getting back to the normal position. And the symbols here we have used is nothing but lambda. Lambda is nothing but the mean arrival rate of the queuing system. And here mu b is nothing but the service rate of the server while he is in busy schedule. And mu v is nothing but the service rate of the server while he is on vacation, because here the service rate differs while he is in busy schedule and on vacation. Since he may be at a slow working at a slower rate when he is on vacation, because he is taking a vacation apart from his primary job, and so his service may take a little bit longer than the service while he is doing in the busy schedule. And alpha is nothing but the catastrophe, which is alpha is nothing but the vacation duration he takes during the vacation, and psi is nothing but the catastrophe, mean rate of the catastrophe, and beta is nothing but the mean rate of the restoration. And here we are going to define the probability probability function, which is nothing but j of t k of t, where j of t is nothing but 0. Whenever the server goes on vacation, I'll take the notation as 0, and when the server is on busy waking period, I'll take the notation as 1. And k of t is nothing but denotes the number of customers in the system at time t. And here all 00 of 00 is nothing but represents that there are no units in the system or no customers in the system at time t with no catastrophe, that is without catastrophe, and when the server is on vacation. And similarly, Q00 is nothing but there is no number of customers is 0 at time t with catastrophe, and when the server is on normal working period, that is on very busy schedule. And these are the solutions, that is I have converted all the assumptions and everything into mathematical model. So these are the differential equations and the solutions of this model, and we are going to solve these differential equation by using Laplace Stegel's transform, and also by using, and we are going to define probability generating function, and also going to use the factorial moments to find the number of customers at time t when the server is on vacation and server is on busy schedule. So by in the previous slide, we have seen the solution of the differential equations. By applying the Laplace transform, we are getting these equations. And so after some manual calculation, after some algebraic expressions, I'm going to have, and also by using the defining probability generating function, that is g star of 1 comma z plus and summation n equal to 0 to n or n of 1 comma s z n, because this one is referred to as when the server is on busy schedule. Okay, so this is one, and we have this equation, that is g star of s, right? This is 1 0, this became vacation, and also depending on the probability generating equation, I having the function for the per server is on vacation. So this is performance analysis of queuing model. The expected number of customers in the system. We are in the, because here we are going to find the expected number of customers in the system when the server is on both state. That is, first state is when he is on working vacation, another state is the server is on busy schedule, that is working normal state, right? And next one is, we are going to find the number of customers during the working vacation, and these are the this is the probability that when he is on working vacation, the number of customers, expected number of customers of the system at time t, and number of customers during the busy period is nothing but this probability. In conclusion, so in this paper, a single server finite Markov queue is considered. The concepts such as multiplication, catastrophe, and restoration is being employed, and the expected number of customers in the system during the busy time and the vacation is obtained. Thank you all. And these are the references I've used. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your presentation. We learned something new about Markovian arrival process. A function equation is, in the broadest meaning, an equation in which one or several functions appear as unknowns. Let us welcome Ms. Bhavana, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, to expose her presentation on topic a fixed point approach to the stability of cubic quartic functional equation in Paranorm spaces.
A very good morning to one and all present here. It's Bhavana, Assistant Professor from Department of Mathematics. My paper is on topic a fixed point approach to the stability of cubic quartic functional equation in paranormed spaces. Introduction. The stability problem of the functional equations basically originated of group of homomorphism, which is nothing but here there is a two groups G1 and G2. Here inside the G1 the two variables is present, which is nothing but a X and Y. We call this function as a stability of group of homomorphism. What is mean by the functional equations? The functional equation is nothing but the both the signs contains the finite number of functions and which both the sides must be a balanced equations. We call this as a functional equations. There are the different types of functional equations. One is the Cauchy, quadratic, cubic, quartic. Here I used the cubic quartic functional equations. Both are combined and presented my papers. Here, the basic definitions what I am here used is this is the vector space, and the next topic is inside the vector space, the metric space is present. Inside the metric space, normed vector space is present. Inside the vector space, a Fréchet space is present, and there Banach space is present. These are the basic definitions. Here, basic notations I used in my topic. Next, we are going to see what is the paranormed spaces. Here, let X be the vector space. A paranormed P X varies from 0 to infinity, which is nothing but the values must be values does not less than a 0. It must be a greater than 0 and infinity. There are the three conditions here: P of 0 equal to 0, and P of minus x equal to x, and they use the P of x plus y, which is less than or equal to P of x plus P of y. Here the metric space, here also the two basic definitions I used. One is the paranormed space, another one is the metric space. Metric space is nothing but let us consider the function set. Inside the set, x is the variable is present. Here what I am going to say is the two variables x, another variable is y. The distance between these two variables is denoted as a distance which is greater than 0. That is only I denote that d of x cross x, which is tends to 0 comma infinity. That is the distance between x and y is greater than or equal to 0. Here next I use the basic properties on metric space, which we called as a d of x comma y equal to 0 and d of x comma y is equal to d of y comma x. Next I use the triangular inequality, which is called as a d of x comma z, which is less than or equal to d of x comma y plus d of y comma z. That is the distance between x and y, which is greater than or equal to the distance of x comma z. Next, we are going to see what is the cubic functional equations. Here the certain equations, that is f of 2x plus y plus f of 2x minus y and equal to 2 into f of x plus y, f of x minus y and plus 12 into f of x. If we substitute in place of x, if I substitute in x cube, it satisfies this equation as a cubic functional equations. Another, we are going to see what is the quartic functional equations. This is the quartic functional equations. In left hand side, f of 2x plus y, 2x plus y plus f of 2 into x minus y, which is equal to the some things 4 times f of x plus y. Here, in place of f of x, I substitute x power 4 means the both the sides of the function must be equal, and it satisfies this equations, and this equation is called as a quartic functional equations. In terms of cubic quartic functional equation, in terms of odd case, there are two cases is there. One is the odd case, another one is the even case. Here I choose the odd case. Odd case, there is the equations d into f of v comma w equal to f of 2v plus w plus f of 2v minus w minus 3f of v plus w. This is the equations. Using these equations, I am going to prove the theorem. What this theorem says that let phi be, phi maps from x square to 0 comma infinity. This x square is nothing but a certain equations, and I must be satisfies these equations. In place of a norm of, we call this notation as a norm of d of v comma w. If I substitute in place of d of f comma v comma w, I take it as a 0 in place of w, I put the 0, then this equation is satisfies the cubic quartic functional equations. Here in this theorem, I use the three basic concepts. What are means? What is metric space, what is the normed space, and what is the paranormed space. These equations, when I satisfy these above three equations, I find out that cubic quartic functional equations, that is d into f of v comma w equal to 2f of v plus w. This applications is used in many fields, that is the economics, commerce, and other astronomy. Then conclusion is this, the fixed point method, we have proved that IS Coulomb stability of cubic quartic functional equations in paranormal space. Thank you.
For your wonderful presentation, we have the clarity of a fixed point approaches in the stability of cubic quadratic function equation in the paranormal space. Fuzzy genetic algorithm is a genetic algorithm that uses a fuzzy logic based technique use. Let us call upon Ms. Zuleika Beham, Assistant Professor from the Department of Mathematics, to give her presentation on the topic of genetic algorithm basis fuzzy system optimization for the breast cancer detection.
Good morning, everyone. This is Julaika, part-time research scholar. I'm pursuing PhD in B.S. Abdul Rahman, Crescent Institution of Science and Technology, belongs to the Department of Mathematics and Actuarial Science. Under the guidance of Dr. Sindhu J. Kumar, my research topic is genetic algorithm-based fuzzy system optimization for breast cancer detection. Let's have a look at today's outline of my presentation: introduction, fuzzy systems, genetic algorithms, problem and application, result, then conclusion. So introduction, a general intro about the research area. Now I'm going to share about fuzzy set and its application in medical diagnosis. In real world, we have a lot of problems. For that, we assume only two solutions are there by using Boolean logic, which is yes or no, true or false, like that. Apart from this, there are so many solutions are there. Sometimes we struggle to take decision for many problems because they don't have a complete or precise information about the data. On that situation, we using a fuzzy logic. Lotfrid Zadeh introduced the fuzzy logic in 1965. It is a multi-valued logic, which is a truth values of variables can be real numbers between 0 and 1. So fuzzy logic employs linguistic variable rather than discrete values and hence support the concept of partial truth. Fuzzy logic into the research area. Fuzzy logic as a research area. So first, what is fuzzy logic? Fuzzy logic is a mathematical language to express something. This means it has a grammar syntax like a language for communication. There are some other mathematical languages also known relational algebra, Boolean algebra, and predicate algebra. So next, why fuzzy logic is used? It solves the problem of uncertainty. When accurate reasoning is not available, it provides an accurate level of reasoning. So fuzzy logic is a branch of mathematics concerned with the approximate reasoning. Fuzzy system or rule-based system that reason about data using fuzzy logic. Fuzzy logic deals with fuzzy sets or fuzzy algebra. Let's now discuss about the fuzzy set. Here A denotes a set. So this is the universal discourse in this case. Now let us define one set, that is X, belong to the universal set at A. The same thing can be defined using a fuzzy manner. So we define the membership function as a two thing in each element, one in X, that is a universal set, is any element belongs to U, and a lambda of X is the measurement or a membership value. Now let us come to the block diagram of the fuzzy logic in control and decision making. So we have a fuzzy model here, a typical fuzzy system which contains the 4 blocks. So first block is a fuzzy file, the second block is the inference engine, the third block is fuzzy rule base, and the fourth block is defuzzifier. If you have any fuzzy system, we must check whether all these 4 blocks are there or not. If any of these blocks are missing, it means the system which you are dealing is not a fuzzy system. Now let's see fuzzy system parameter. This paper presents a new method for discovering the parameters of a fuzzy system, namely the combination of input variables of the rules, the parameters of the membership function of the variables, and a set of relevant rules from the numerical data. Using the newly proposed bacterial evolutionary algorithm, fuzzy system parameters can be divided into 4 types based on their function. The first parameter is logical parameter, the second one is the structural parameter, third one is the connective parameter. The last one, the values of the membership function are characterized by the operational parameters of the membership function. So genetic algorithm is basically used for solving optimization problem. Now you know exactly what is the optimization problem. So the optimization problem essentially solving to find the optimum value. That means find the minimum or maximum value. In fact, the evolutionary algorithm, they follow few concepts that they follow a certain biological and physical behaviors which is here around over the globe. The concept of genetic and evolution is well-known concept of biology. So genetic and evolution is followed to solve the optimization problem. Then this is called the genetic algorithm and it is abbreviated as GA. So now going to discuss about the evolutionary algorithm, why it is needed. So evolutionary algorithm are algorithms that are inspired by nature and can be used to solve issues by applying Darwinian principles. They can develop increasing better solution to a problem by imitating the process of natural selection on a specific population, such as selection, mutation, and crossover to do so. So using evolutionary algorithm to find the fitness of function. So all these concepts are basic concept which is followed in evolutionary algorithm. Now in this, we will basically focus on specific evolutionary algorithm. It is the genetic algorithm. If a problem involves a large number of parameters, the parameter may be discrete or may be continuous or anything, then the traditional approach is very difficult to use it. But genetic algorithm can be used to solve this kind of problem efficiently and effectively. So this is the idea behind the genetic algorithm. Steps for developing the genetic algorithm. The following steps are: the first step, first create the initial population with the size n. Then define or assessing the fitness of the current population. The third step, select the k individual, that is a subset or subgroup of that from the universal set. And fourth one, perform a crossover procedure in order to generate your children. And step 5, mutation of the newly created population of bacteria using the probability. Repeating the same procedure up to we get the optimum value. Problem and application. The problem is how to determine whether the patient has breast cancer or not. The performance of fuzzy system depends on various parameters like fuzzy rules or membership function. Defining these parameters is the complex task that requires an expert in the field of fuzzy system is used to find the efficient optimization process. Now I come to my point. I'm going to diagnose of breast cancer using fuzzy logic. The fuzzy system for the diagnosis of breast cancer has been developed in this section with the data from the Wisconsin breast cancer diagnosis. I collected data set from the University of Wisconsin Hospital for the diagnosis of breast cancer using only fine needle aspiration biopsy as the primary diagnostic method. Many different imaging techniques are used like mammography, MRI, TET like that, but I'm choosing the fine needle aspiration this one is the biopsy method. This image is the digitized image of the fine needle aspiration. So I collected the data from the Wisconsin Hospital for the diagnosis. The data set contains 700 instances along with 9 parameters. The parameters are V1, V2 up to V9. So this one is the serial number of the patient. This one is a patient ID number. I'm selected only few patients. These data collected from the these data are benchmark data set. So available in the university websites. These are the diagnosis of the values of the diagnosis values. These values assigned by radiologist. So the V1 to V9 these are the population. These population we denote the parameters. The evolutionary setup. It is necessary for the evolutionary method to search for numerous fuzzy system parameters, including the membership function variable P and D. So in this place, P means the starting point, D is represent a distance, A is a problem size, and W is a weightage, and K is a iteration. So in this place, I'm using the Pittsburgh style technique has been employed in a conjunction with a straightforward genetic algorithm. Each person in a population symbolizes a whole fuzzy system, and the evolutionary algorithm is responsible for maintaining the population of candidate fuzzy system. So these all are parameters. These values are taken by assumption. These are is a bits. This one is a quantity based on the assumption value. So total value gets from the multiplication of bits and quantity. For example, bit is 3, here 9. The multiplication of 3 into 9, we get it 27. So NR is the number of rules. Result and optimized performance. So in this place, the parameter of the fuzzy system with one rule, that is a single rule. This rule applied for the first generation. Here P and D are the membership parameter. These all are calculated values we collected from that Wisconsin hospitals. In this place, RD is the one of the default rules and has a weightage. Finally, we get the result weightage is W is equal to 0.3 in this case. Now, move to the parameter of the fuzzy system with the two rules. Two rules means that the values will be changed compared to the first fuzzy system of the one rule. So in this place, we get a weightage value is W equal to 0.7. So from this above two table, the fuzzy system discovered using 1 and 2 benign rules. Comparing these weightages values, one rule and the two rules, we get a high performance from the two rule system, that is the weightage is 0.7. When a variable is not utilized in a rule, for example, in this table, the V2 value is not applicable, so is not represent here. So in next generation, for example, I'm using the third rule, that is the third generation, I'm omit the V2 value. So when a variable is not utilized in a rule, the associated parameter is irrelevant and or thus omitted from that table. So finally, I conclude this. The number of iteration and generation increasing, prediction accuracy will be accurate. So contributing towards yearly and accurate diagnostic are detected and treated yearly not only improve the survival rate of the humans, it also reduce the cost of the cancer treatment. The objective of this paper is to demonstrate how a genetic algorithm optimization method may be used to create a high performance fuzzy system. So imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited to all we know, understand. And while imagination embraces the entire world and all there ever will be then to know and understand, is Albert Einstein. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your excellent presentation. It is very interesting to know about genetic fuzzy algorithm for detecting breast cancer. Queuing models analyze how customers receive a service. Here, let us welcome Ms. Geeta, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, to give her presentation on the topic of overview of queuing models.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me here this morning. So I am P. Geeta, part-time research scholar from Annamalai University, Chidambaram, under the guidance of Dr. R.K. Kalyanaraman. So I'm here to talk to you about my presentation, the topic overview of queuing theory and models. I'm sure that one can easily understand what my slide is saying. So, no, without doubts, it's called a queue. So, queuing, there are many situations in daily life when a queue is formed. So, introduction part contains these points. So, I will explain one by one. So, first thing is queuing theory. So, queuing theory is the mathematical study of waiting lines, and it is very useful for analyzing the procedure of queuing of daily life of human beings. And queuing theory applies not only in day-to-day life, but also in sequence of computer programming, networks, medical field, banking sectors, etc. So now, my next question, how queuing theory works? So a queuing system which consists of the customers and the servers. Waiting line or queues or in the schools, hospitals, bookstores, libraries, banks, post office, petty banks, theaters, etc. So all have queuing problems. So queues are very familiar in our daily life. Queuing theory is a branch of operations research because the results are used for making decisions about the resources needed to provide service. And this is queuing theory. This is study of waiting in lines or queues. Yes. So you can understand this is a basic structure of queuing models. And now Agner Karup Erlong. My question is, who is developed queuing theory? So the father of queuing theory, Agner Karup Erlong. He is a Danish engineer who is called the father of queuing theory. He published his articles relating to the study of connection in telephone traffic. A queuing theory is the mathematics of waiting lines. A queuing system can be described by the flow of units for service, forming or joining the queue if service is not available soon and leaving the system after being served. And important applications of queuing theory and queuing models and telecommunications, traffic control, determining the sequence of computer operations, and etc. So these are all given. Now, some basic introductions I have to introduce. Queue length. First one is queue length. Queue length can be obtained with the help of the given probability distribution of the arrival and service process. A large queue indicates poor service facility or a need for some space. A small queue indicates excess of service facilities. So, queue length is very important in queuing theory. And waiting time in queue, it refers to the time spent by the customer in the queue before the commencement of the service. And next one, waiting time in system. A basic concept in the analysis of a queuing theory is that of a state of the system. It involves study of systems behavior over time. So line configuration types. So what are the types of line? A single service queue, multiple service queue with single waiting line, and multiple service queue with multiple waiting lines, and multi-stage service system. So the performance measures. So you can easily find customers in queue, customers in the system. So these are all the performance measures. Steady state performance measures. So first of all, in queuing system, there are three states are there. So first one is transient state, and next one steady state, and third one explosive state. So in transient state, the time is dependent, which means a queuing theory is said to be in transient state when its operating characteristics, arrivals, waiting time, and service time of the customers are dependent on time. In steady state condition, like operating characteristics, arrivals, waiting time, and service time of the customers are independent on time. Explosive state, if the arrival rate of the system is more than its servicing rate, the length of the queue will go on increasing with the time and will tend to infinity. So this is known as explosive state. Little's formula. So here in his connection, it is relevant to mention one of the important and useful relationship in queuing theory, which holds under fairly quite general conditions. So it is known for as Little's formula. So L, LQ, W, and WQ. So known notation, Kendall's notation. So it can be used to specify the parameters of a queuing system. So Kendall's notation is written in the form A, B, C, D, E. So where A, arrival process, B, service process, and C, number of channels, and D, system capacity, and E, queuing discipline. So A, B, C, D. So these are all elements of a queuing system. So what are the elements of a? This is a classification of queues. Arrival process, service process, number of servers, system size. So system size, infinite or finite or waiting line, and population size. So M represents Morgovian, that is Poisson arrivals or exponential service time. And D, deterministic constant arrival rate or service time, that is exponential. And G, general distribution also followed in a particular queue. So we are using G, general probability for arrivals or service time. So for example, MM 6, 10, 20. So M represents Poisson arrival, and again capital M represents exponential distribution, and 6 represents the number of servers. So different types of queuing models. So classification of queuing models, first model, MM1, infinity, FCF is, that means first come, first serve. And the next model, MM1, so single server only, but capacity of the system infinity. And so there, this is the picture of first model. Here K, which means K servers. So general queuing system. So here economic analysis of queuing systems. So in queuing system, minimize, determine a minimal cost queuing system. So the procedure requires esteemed costs such as hourly cost per server, customer goodwill cost while waiting in line, customer goodwill caused while being served. So queue networks, a network of queues can be described as a group of nodes where each of the nodes represents a service facility of some type. So customers can arrive from outside the system to any node and may leave the system from any node. So therefore customers may enter the system at some node, can transfer from node to node in the system, and finally can leave the system at some other node. So queue networks types, classification of the open networks, closed networks, mixed networks. So open networks, in open queuing network, customer enter the system from outside and after service at one or more queues eventually leave the system. Closed networks, a closed queuing network does not have any external arrivals or departures. It represents a situation where a fixed number of jobs circulate in the system. Mixed networks, network has multiple job classes and is open with respect to some classes but closed with repeat to the others. So finally, queuing theory provides a basis for modeling queuing system. The formation of queue is a common phenomenon which occurs whenever the current demand for a service exceeds the current capacity to provide the service. Queuing systems are useful throughout society. The capability of these systems can have an important result on the quality of human life and productivity of the process. Queuing systems are successfully used for the performance analysis of different systems such as computer, communications, transportation networks, and manufacture. So, thank you.
Presentation. We have learned something new in overview of queuing models. Graph coloring is a special case of graph labeling. It is an assignment of labels, traditionally called colors, to element of a graph subject to certain constraints. Let us invite Ms. Monica to give her presentation on topic two-fold coloring of line graphs formed from the Cartesian product of complete and path graph.
A warm and a grateful morning to everyone. Welcome you all to this presentation. I am Monica, doing research scholar in Annamalai University under the guidance of Dr. P. Kandan in the area of graph theory. I am going to present on the topic two-fold chromatic number of line graph formed from the Cartesian product of complete and path graphs. So, graph theory is one of the important branch of mathematics, and it was founded by Leonhard Euler on the paper Seven Bridges of Königsberg. So, this is the first paper considered in the graph theory, which was published in the year 1736. So, Cartesian product of graphs is introduced by Whitehead and Russell in the year 1912. So, the concept of line graph was invented by H. Whitney in the year 1932. There are many coloring in graph theory, vertex coloring, edge coloring, fractional coloring, and etc. So here I have explained the two-fold coloring formed from the Cartesian product of complete and path graphs. Before entering into the topic, we'll see some basic definitions. So first is a Cartesian product, second line graph, the third definition is chromatic number, and the fourth definition is two-fold coloring. So first definition, Cartesian product. So we are taking two graphs, G and H, and the Cartesian product is denoted by G cross H. So its vertex set is V of G into V of H, and U equal to U1, U2, and V equal to V1, U2 are adjacent only if U1 equal to V1 and U2 is adjacent to V2 in H, or U1 is adjacent to V1 in H. So the second definition is line graph. So first we are drawing a graph G and we are naming the vertex and edges. So for constructing the line graph, the edges in the graph G becomes vertices in the graph L of G. So there is an adjacency between these vertices only if the corresponding edges share a vertex in common. So the third is the chromatic number. So before entering into the chromatic number, we'll see what is coloring. So vertex coloring is the coloring of vertex such that no adjacent vertices receive the same color. So the minimum number of color is called the chromatic number and it is denoted by the number chi of G. So twofold coloring. A twofold coloring of a graph is an assignment of two colors to the same vertices such that no adjacent vertices receive the same color. And the twofold coloring is defined by chi b of G. So next, we can find the chromatic number of line graph of two complete graphs. So complete graph is denoted by K. So first theorem, let Km and Kn be two complete graphs of order m and n. So the Cartesian product is denoted by Km cross Kn. So we are constructing the line graph and the twofold chromatic number is given by 10. So the chromatic number is given by 5 and the twofold chromatic number is given by 10. So we are constructing the line graph with vertex set and edge set. So in first case we are taking m equal to 3 and n equal to 3 and the graph G has 9 vertices and 18 edges and the line graph has 18 vertices and 54 edges. So we are shading the diagram. So we are giving color 1 to the vertices V1, V5, V11 and V14 and color 3, 4 to the vertex set 3 vertices and the vertex and the color 5, 6 are assigned to the vertices V3, V6, V9 and V13. And 7, 8 colors are given to the vertices V8, V10 and V12 and finally 9, 10 colors are given to V7, V16, V17 and V18. So the twofold coloring for this case is 10. So for second case, we are considering m equal to 3 and n equal to 4 and we are constructing the graph and also the line graph. So the line graph has 18 vertices. So we are assigning colors and for this we are getting twofold chromatic number as 10. So from case 1 and case 2 we are getting the twofold chromatic number as 10. So similarly in next we are taking the twofold chromatic, we are taking two complete graphs and for which we are giving m and n value which is greater than or equal to 4 and we get the twofold chromatic number as 14. So next we are going to the chromatic number of line graph of complete and path graph. So before we introduced about two complete graph and now we are saying about a complete and path graph. So we are taking two graph, complete graph and a path graph of order m and n and we are constructing the line graph and the twofold chromatic number is given by 6. So for first case we are taking m and n as even and distinct and we are coloring in the same way such that no adjacent vertices receive the same color. So we are getting the twofold chromatic number as 6. So in case 2 we are considering m as even and n as odd and we are coloring in the same procedure. So and we are getting the twofold chromatic number as 6. So from case 1 and case 2 we can generalize the chromatic number as 6 and the Cartesian product of the graph is given in the following figure and the line graph is given below. So likewise, we are taking complete and path graph for m and n value 3, 4, 5 and we are getting the twofold chromatic number as 10 and the line graph is given as follows. So conclusion. So twofold chromatic number of line graph from the Cartesian product of complete and path graph. So it is evident that coloring is not only vertices can be allotted a single color but also two color can also be used and further this concept can be also used for threefold coloring of Cartesian product of graphs. So and also this can be used for further research. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. Once again, thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for your fantastic presentation. We have now some ideas about twofold coloring. An incidence matrix is a logical matrix that shows the relationship between two. Let us welcome Ms. Krishnaveni from the Department of Mathematics to give her presentation on the topic of edge coloring using the incidence matrix.
Good morning, everybody. I am B. Krishnaveni, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics. My topic is edge coloring using incident matrix. Coloring is the one of the topic in graph theory. Graph coloring is a special case of graph labeling. It is an assignment of labels traditionally called colors to elements of graph subject to certain conditions. Coloring is divided into vertex coloring, edge coloring, area coloring, etc. Graph coloring has been studied as an algorithmic problem since the early 1970s. Before entering the topic, let us see some basic definitions. First, graph. A graph is an ordered pair consists of non-empty vertex set and edge set. Edge coloring. Edge coloring of a graph is the coloring of the edges with minimum number of colors such that no two adjacent edges are of same color. Minimum number of colors is called a chromatic number and the graph is called a proper edge colored graph. Incidence matrix. Incidence matrix is a rectangular array. If the vertices and edges are incident, we put 1, otherwise we put 0. Here, row represent the vertices and the column represent the edges. Proposed algorithm, we introduce a method, edge coloring using incidence matrix. These are the steps used to color the edges. Step 1, make an incidence matrix for a given graph. Sum the matrix elements in each column. Select the column matrix that has the maximum value. If more than one has same value, then choose any one. Strike through the selected column and give the color at its edge. First, find out how many zeros in the colored column and then follow the corresponding rows and select the column in the particular rows which has the maximum number of ones and strike out. If more than one columns have maximum number of ones, then if they are adjacent, choose any one or give same color for all. Color the selected strikeout column. It should be in the same color given in the previous one. Follow the same procedure for the remaining columns until all the edges are colored. For example, I am considering a complete graph K4. Here the vertices are 1, 2, 3 and 4 and edge set are A, B, C, D, E and F. First we make an incidence matrix for the graph. Then sum the values of each matrix column wise and then choose maximum value. In this graph, the maximum value is 2. All the columns have same value. So select as you like. Here column A is selected. Strike out column A and assign a color green. Find out zeros in column A. Here vertices 2 and 3 has zeros. From the rows corresponding to the vertex 2 and 3, choose the maximum number of ones in the column wise. That is, column C has maximum number of ones and strike out. Color the selected strikeout column with the same color given in the column A. So here column A and column C has same color as green. Repeat from step 3. Give another color for selected column and so on until all the columns of matrix are strike through and the colored. Here column B is selected and for that column red color is given. Column D has maximum number of ones as by step 6. Column assigned for column D as red as given by column B as by step 7. As by step 3 and 4, column E is selected and given another new color blue. By step 6 and 7, color given for column F as blue. So all the edges are colored using incident matrix. Here column A and C has green color, column B and D has red color, column E and F has blue colors. So all the colors are, all the edges are colored here. So result is, here minimum number of colors are used for this graph. So its chromatic number is 3. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for a great presentation. For your presentation, we get some ideas about indices matrix. This presentation, the presentation will be continued after a small break. Refresh and stay tuned for the upcoming presentations. Thank you.
Wisdom gets you in a place where nobody can hit. What does it feel like to fit in a place that is versatile and with a treasure of talents? Yes, everything is set. Immaculate College for Women, the flash of brilliance. This is a place where learning is eloquent with evolution. Wisdom gets you in a place where nobody can hit. What does it feel like to fit in a place that is versatile and with a treasure of talents? Yes, everything is set. Immaculate College for Women, the flash of brilliance. This is a place where learning is eloquent with evolution. ICW shines bright on the outskirts of Cuddalore and was soon to become one of the most rise-up college in the region. It aspired to create the key to unlock the dreams of many youngsters in rural areas. The college has served 7 years for socially and economically deprived students. We have more than 2,300 brightest sparks of nation. The female students rank higher, making it strong while empowering women in the town of Cuddalore. It holds the distinction of being the only institution to provide higher education to the needy in surrounding region. Its architecture, location and resourcefulness have made ICW a spot not to be missed in the city. The college has an excellent infrastructure in terms of fine classrooms, library, outstanding computer labs, well-equipped physics and chemistry labs. Also, the college has encompassing auditorium, spacious playground, exquisite hostel with net facilities and so on. ICW operates buses for the convenience of students and staff, residing in and around Kadlur. The college is sincerely trying to kick upstairs the academic standards with the tireless effort of well-qualified and devoted faculty. ICW offers to aspire multiple of courses in both UG and PG programs. Each course aims students to move confident with technical knowledge coupled with enhanced practical skills. The college has attempted to implement earn and learn strategy for the future betterment of students. Immaculate College nurtures talent and fosters equal opportunity by working closely with the government or corporate to facilitate a number of scholarships for underprivileged students. Several turn of achievements pulled off the college to next level. The perseverance of pupils led to university rank holders from various departments to add more laurels to the institution.
Education is everything. Education is your path. Education is your way in life or whatever you want to do. When girls are educated, their country is become stronger and more prosperous. Girls are constantly faced with barriers to securing a quality education due to poverty, cultural norms, poor infrastructure and violence. It is their human rights to receive a quality education. Our women education is Franciscan Sisters of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. It is one of the oldest societies of women religious in the world. Founded in Pondicherry, India on 16th October 1844 by servant of God Louis Savigny Peace, MEP. Our founder established a school in 1844 with only one girl's room. Our sisters are involved in various ministries such as education, healthcare and social service. Immaculate College Kadalur was founded in 2015 with 198 years. The current college population is almost 2,400. The college provides quality and affordable education to girls and the poor. We at Immaculate College Women Kadalur want all women to be educated and self-sufficient.
The online experiences explore the fine skills students hold. ICW maintains impeccable family with its students, faculty members, staff and alumni in spite of different airlines.
As we know that technology is to improve the way people live and to enhance the learning process, which is why we have well-equipped labs of workshops with well-trained tutor to ensure our education. Our college has provided us with many short courses in terms of technology to boost up our knowledge. Also, the competition conducted at the end of the courses nurtured us to bring out our talents, which led us in the path of being professional.
The enormous and strenuous effort of both national and international committee members led to a 3 days virtual international conference on the theme Revolution and Transformation in Culture and Myth in All Disciplines, which is a multidisciplinary forum focuses on innovative projects, theories, and research finding in the field of arts and science.
I am glad and fortunate enough to be a part of Immaculate Committee because it possesses all the qualities of an ideal college with an outstanding course curriculum and faculty members. I come from a poor background and the nominal fee structure of the college helped us to get excellent education to all the students from all over the society without any inequality. The legit target of the Immaculate College was not built to earn profit, instead to impart knowledge and to come out with bright careers so as to shape our future in the best possible way. I guarantee that Immaculate College is the best women college to ensure us with safety and protection and to empower us to do challenging tasks.
ICW has conducted many short-term professional courses with certification to psych up students' career. It also produces bright and brilliant students through various diploma courses offered by the college in collaboration with Longford International College, Ireland.
Our students are good at innovation and technology. They create movies using multimedia. Our college posters, brochures, short movies, invitations are done by our students. Every week they upload educational videos on YouTube. We are following software created by our students. Hungry stomach detection, automatic attendance taker, object detection for the blind, math tutor, home automation, smart irrigation system, drone for delivering medicines in rural area, and many more. We have 3 software which are ready to get pattern right. One is EdCore, that is student learning platform. Second one is Anicat to artificial intelligence. And third one is students attendance using QR code. We are on the process of starting innovation and incubation and business startups in our college.
பெண்களுக்காக உருவாக்கப்பட்ட சிறந்ததோர் கல்வி நிறுவனம் எமது இம்மாக்குலேட் மகளிர் கல்லூரி. எம் கல்லூரி தற்போது இடம் மாற்றப்பட்டு புதுப்பொலிவுடன் புத்துயிர் பெற்று விளங்குகிறது. காற்றோட்டமான வகுப்பறைகள், திறமை மிக்க பேராசிரியர்கள், மாணவிகளுக்கு பேருந்து வசதிகள், வேலை வாய்ப்பை உருவாக்க சான்றிதழ் படிப்புகள் என அனைத்து வசதிகளும் உள்ளன. எமது கல்லூரியில் பயின்ற மாணவிகள் பல்கலைக்கழக தரவரிசை பட்டியலிலும் இடம்பெற்றுள்ளனர். வணிகவியல் துறையை சார்ந்த லாவண்யா முதல் இடத்தை பிடித்து தங்கப்பதக்கம் பெற்றுள்ளார். இயற்பியல் துறையை சார்ந்த கீர்த்தனா 7வது இடத்தையும், வணிகவியல் துறையை சார்ந்த ஜெனிஃபர் 10வது இடத்தையும் பிடித்து சாதனை புரிந்துள்ளனர். எம் கல்லூரியில் இளங்கலை மற்றும் முதுகலை பட்டப்படிப்புகள் வழங்கப்படுகின்றது. இளங்கலை பாடப்பிரிவினில் தமிழ், ஆங்கிலம், வர்த்தக கணினி அறிவியல், கணிதம், இயற்பியல், கணினி அறிவியல், வேதியியல், தாவரவியல், கணினி பயன்பாடு ஆகிய பாடப்பிரிவுகள் உள்ளன. முதுகலை பாடப்பிரிவில் தரவு அறிவியல், வேதியியல், கணிதம், ஆங்கிலம், வர்த்தகம் முதலிய பாடப்பிரிவுகள் உள்ளன. மேலும் மாணவிகளின் திறமையை ஊக்குவிக்கும் வகையில் அவர்களின் விருப்பத்திற்கேற்ப பல்வேறுபட்ட சான்றிதழ் படிப்புகள் வழங்கப்படுகின்றன. மல்டிமீடியா, இயக்கவியல் வடிவமைப்பு, கைபேசி செயலி உருவாக்கம், விமானம் பற்றிய அறிவு, உளவியல், தலைமைத்துவம், ஓவியம், சமையற்கலை, செயற்கை நுண்ணறிவு திறன், வலைத்தளம் வடிவமைப்பு, அழகுக்கலை பயிற்சி, அணிகலன்கள் வடிவமைத்தல், நடன அமைப்பு, தையற்கலை, தட்டச்சு மற்றும் சுருக்கெழுத்து போன்ற பல்வேறு படிப்புகள் வழங்கப்படுகின்றன. உங்கள் பெண் பிள்ளைகளுக்கு ஒளிமயமான எதிர்காலத்தை அமைத்து தர இம்மாக்குலேட் மகளிர் கல்லூரியில் சேர்ப்பீர். 2022ஆம் கல்வி ஆண்டிற்கான சேர்க்கை நடைபெறுகிறது. சேர்க்கைக்கு முந்துங்கள். மேலும் தகவல்களை தெரிந்து கொள்ள கல்லூரியின் அதிகாரப்பூர்வ இணையதளத்தை அணுகவும். கடலூர் மாவட்டத்தில் பெண்களுக்காக உருவாக்கப்பட்ட சிறந்ததோர் கல்வி நிறுவனம் எமது இம்மாக்குலேட் மகளிர் கல்லூரி. எம் கல்லூரி தற்போது இடம் மாற்றப்பட்டு புதுப்பொலிவுடன் புத்துயிர் பெற்று விளங்குகிறது. காற்றோட்டமான வகுப்பறைகள், திறமை மிக்க பேராசிரியர்கள், மாணவிகளுக்கு பேருந்து வசதிகள், வேலை வாய்ப்பை உருவாக்க சான்றிதழ் படிப்புகள் என அனைத்து வசதிகளும் உள்ளன. எமது கல்லூரியில் பயின்ற மாணவிகள் பல்கலைக்கழக தரவரிசை பட்டியலிலும் இடம்பெற்றுள்ளனர். வணிகவியல் துறையை சார்ந்த லாவண்யா முதல் இடத்தை பிடித்து தங்கப்பதக்கம் பெற்றுள்ளார். இயற்பியல் துறையை சார்ந்த கீர்த்தனா 7வது இடத்தையும், வணிகவியல் துறையை சார்ந்த ஜெனிஃபர் 10வது இடத்தையும் பிடித்து சாதனை புரிந்துள்ளனர். எம் கல்லூரியில் இளங்கலை மற்றும் முதுகலை பட்டப்படிப்புகள் வழங்கப்படுகின்றது. இளங்கலை பாடப்பிரிவினில் தமிழ், ஆங்கிலம், வர்த்தக கணினி அறிவியல், கணிதம், இயற்பியல், கணினி அறிவியல், வேதியியல், தாவரவியல், கணினி பயன்பாடு ஆகிய பாடப்பிரிவுகள் செயற்கை நுண்ணறிவு திறன், வலைத்தளம் வடிவமைப்பு, அழகுக்கலை பயிற்சி, அணிகலன்கள் வடிவமைத்தல், நடன அமைப்பு, தையற்கலை, தட்டச்சு மற்றும் சுருக்கெழுத்து போன்ற பல்வேறு படிப்புகள் வழங்கப்படுகின்றன. உங்கள் பெண் பிள்ளைகளுக்கு ஒளிமயமான எதிர்காலத்தை அமைத்து தர இம்மாக்குலேட் மகளிர் கல்லூரியில் சேர்ப்பீர். 2022 கல்வி ஆண்டிற்கான சேர்க்கை நடைபெறுகிறது. சேர்க்கைக்கு முந்துங்கள். மேலும் தகவல்களை தெரிந்து கொள்ள கல்லூரியின் அதிகாரப்பூர்வ இணையதளத்தை அணுகவும்.
Once again, I welcome you all for the upcoming presentation. Architecture delved deep into the history of Asian period for inspiration. It incorporated innovation and a new technique. Let us call upon Rajusha and Srimati to give their presentation on topic the adaptation and implementation of Asian construction.
It is a glad welcome from our team, Math Pioneers. We bring you this day filled with desires, hopes, and dreams we share. I'm Srimati.
I'm Rajasha from Department of Mathematics came up with an idea on the topic of adaptation and implementation of ancient constructions.
Before getting into our PPT, let me ask you a question. Everyone needs a shelter to live in, right?
Yes, but sometimes during the construction progress of your dream project, it get collapsed and sometimes even succeeded with many human deaths.
But in southern India, particularly in Tamil Nadu, we have the two most mysterious constructions which was built before 2000 years that stands firmly without even a single damage and plays a major role in Tamil Nadu.
So here we sought out the mysteries and implemented those methods to construct a dream house without taking much of your time. Let's get into the PPT. We have divided our mysteries into two parts, and they are the ancient construction and the modern construction.
As this international conference has given us the best chance to explore our ideas in programming, which will be very useful for all the people across the world. Here we have chosen two languages, that is Python language along with the C language, which can be further developed in many ways using artificial intelligence.
Those two mysterious constructions from India are the Grand Anikat, the dam, and the Great Prahadishwara temple. There are many methods used in these two constructions. Here is the five most main methods. Those were tangent, mud-clay, functions, golden ratio, and interlocking methods.
Here is the brief information about the rocketing progress, which follows the rule of tangent, which is the unique method in mathematics.
Our first solved mystery is the Grand Anikat, located in Tamil Nadu, India. Over 2000 years ago, without the use of modern equipment, a dam was constructed which still stands strong, and there are many questions for the researchers and scholars. Here we sort it out, and the main method used to construct this dam is the function. During the period of Karigalan, 2 lakh cubic feet of water would flow per second. So it was very difficult to lay a foundation across the river. We are going to see how King Karigala Cholan overcame this challenge. King Karigala Cholan wanted to build a dam across the river Kaveri. One day he was walking by the seashore of Kaveri Pumpattinam. He noticed as soon as the sea wave hit his feet, he buried his foot in the soil. So he wanted to use this idea to build the dam. So he took 10-gram stone and put it in the river bank. It went 2 centimeter deeper. And he took 30-gram stone and put it in the river bank. It went 6 centimeter deeper. When we give the input 10, it gives the output 2. When we give the input 30, it gives the output 6. Here we have the data, but we don't have the relation. The function f represents the function, and x represents the input, and y represents the output. The function for the data is x equal to 5y because the mass is 5 times the depth. We can write it as y equal to x divided by 5. The king wanted to bury the rock up to 30,000 centimeter deeper. If we substitute this value in this equation,
we will get x equal to 1,50,000 gram. That is the weight of the rock to be buried. We can plot it in the graph form. Here we can see this is the graph, and the straight line represents the function, and the input represents the mass, and the output represents depth. The king wanted to use this idea to build the dam, but he found it is only applicable at the river bank. So he went to the river and take 10 gram stone at the river bank. It went 2 centimeter deeper, and put 10 gram stone inside the river. It went 5 centimeter deeper. If we plot this value in the graph, we can find that same input 10 has 2 different output. So we will check whether it is a function or not by vertical line test. Vertical line test is nothing but we should draw vertical lines along the function, and it should intersect at only one point. It should not intersect at more than one point. Here we can see it intersects at 2 different points, so it will not be a function. He went to the river bank and put the 10 gram stone at the middle of the river. It went 20 centimeter deeper. So it cannot be a function. A same input should not have more than one output. So it is not a function. To make it as a function, we will split the function into 3 parts. It is called one-to-one function. In one-to-one function, each input have a distinct output. So at the river bank, the function will become y equal to x divided by 5, and at the inside of the river, the function become y equal to x by 2, and at the middle of the river, the function become y equal to 2x. We want the mass of the rock, so we will write it as inverse function. In inverse function, the input will become output, and the output will become input. So the depth will be the input, and the mass will be the output. It is the inverse function, and if we substitute this value 30,000 centimeter deeper, we will get 3 different output to be used at the river bank, inside the river, and middle of the river.
Oh my god, that is a big calculation. But how can every normal people use this?
Here is the best solution for it. We have developed all those calculations and rectified the errors and made it very shortly so that everyone can understand. Let's see the programming of the dam in the Python followed by C language.
Here we are going to calculate the mass of the rock. For that, we have given the depth of the rock to be buried. Now we can see the weight of the rock to be buried at 3 levels. Let's see what is the output is. So the weight of the rock to be buried at the river bank is 1,50,000 grams. Inside the river is 60 grams, and the middle of the river is 15,000 grams. Coming up to the second mystery, the construction of Brihadishwara temple, and the most fascinating method used here is the interlocking method. This was built by King Kariga Rajaraja Solan between 1003 and 1010 AD. This temple is a part of UNESCO's World Heritage Site, which is also called as Dakshinamelu, that is the Meru of South. This interlocking method has been used in the ancient Japanese wood construction too, without the use of any nails and bolts. As an interesting fact again, in India during olden days, the houses were constructed using this interlocking method, with mud clay in the cities of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, which is now found in Keeradi, Tamil Nadu, also during an archaeological research. So the first phase of our project is over now, and we are going to implement these methods in the modern constructions. These are the materials required for the modern house constructions at 1000 square feet.
Here we have also come up with the total budget for the normal house construction. So the total budget costs up to 30 lakhs for 1000 square feet.
Now, imagine a house that costs only 60% of this normal budget, and even in summer, it can reduce 4 degrees and resist all the natural calamities and climatic changes. Yes, by adopting our methods from the ancient constructions, we made it possible. This is the model house of our interlocking method. Here is the budget calculation of our house that cost around 14 lakhs and 5,000 for the same 1000 square feet that even includes the interior basic designs. Let's take a look into the programming of this house budget.
To calculate the total amount, we need the amount required for 1 square feet and we need the area to be calculated in square feet. And the output is number 1. The amount for 1 square feet is 985 rupees and the required square feet is 1000 and the total budget for this house construction is 14 lakhs and 5,000. The advantages of this house are it is cheaper to build, eco-friendly and so on. Next, the SWOT analysis of our house, that is the strength, the weakness, the opportunity and the threats.
More fascinatingly, we can build a 1000 square feet house within a time duration of 1 week by using critical path analysis. So this is an example of our time duration taken to build a house at 1000 square feet. In addition to this, we have also, as we have already discussed, that during this construction, many humans have been injured and even dead. So we have made the best solution for this, which can again reduces the 10% of our budget. The solution is the implementation of drones and robots in the construction of house using artificial intelligence. These are the sequences of our construction which we will be using for the construction of dam and for the construction of house.
Last but not the least, we conclude by saying that we have taken an initiative for the people in the coastal areas and also under the poverty line to make their dream house a real one that lasts for a long period when compared to the normal construction.
We hope that this project will be useful for the future generation. A very big thanks to our supervisor, Reverend Sister Maria Sami, our HOD, and our department faculties and our college. Our heartfelt thanks to each and every person for providing us this great platform for explaining our idea. Thank you all.
Thank you, Rajusha and Srimati, for your excellent presentation. We have some idea about the ancient construction. Graphs can be used to model many types of relation and process in physical, biological, social, and information technology systems. Here comes Jeshira from the Department of Mathematics to explain her presentations in the topic of graph theory and its application.
Welcome to everyone presented here. I'm Jessira, doing my second MSc in Mathematics. I'm going to present on the topic graph theory and its application. Introduction. Graph theory is a study of graph that concerns with the relationship among edges and vertices. It is a popular subject having its application in computer science, information technology, biosciences, mathematics, and linguistics, name a few. History of graph theory. The history of graph theory can be traced to Euler's approach to the Königsberg Bridge problem in 1736. Does it exist a walk that crosses each of the 7 Königsberg Bridge exactly once? It took 200 years before the first paper on graph theory was written, the theory of finite and infinite graphs. The 7 bridges problem is a well-known problem stated as follows. The Pregel River in the town of Königsberg divided into 4 land regions with a central island. These 4 land regions were connected by 7 bridges. It is said that the people of the town used to ponder over the question of whether it is possible to start in a land area and make a walk through the bridges, visiting each bridge exactly once and returning to the starting point. In solving this problem of 7 bridges, Euler developed an abstract approach which is considered to be related with the geometry of position. Represented in terms of the graph, the 4 land areas are the vertices and the 7 bridges are the edges of the graph. The 7 bridges problem can be expressed in graph theoretic terms as follows. Is there an Eulerian circuit in the graph? The answer for Euler's 1736 paper to the question is no. Without further delay, let us start defining a graph. A graph. A graph is a pictorial representation of a set of objects where some pairs of objects are connected by links. Vertex. A vertex is a point where multiple lines meet. Edge. An edge is a line that connects 2 vertices. Applications of graph theory. Graph theory is iconic and particularly valuable to a variety of fields. There are a couple notable applications that comes with graph theory. Computer science. In computer science, graph theory is interwoven in the organization of websites and link structure. Subpages can be graphical using a directed graph. A graph that uses arrows to show one-way direction as shown here in a website visualization. Google, Bing, Yahoo. And search for web pages where pages on internet are linked to each other by hyperlinks. The web pages and sites are connected by the graph, which help to rank pages and allow Google to display the best page at the beginning. Linguistic. Traditionally, syntax and compositional semantics follows tree-based structure. Grammar module, the syntax of natural language using type-to-feature structure, which are directed acyclic graphs. Flight path. Graphs can help to create the flight path for aircrafts. Vertices can represent the airplanes and the edges as path of travel in the sky. In chemistry, graph can represent molecules which allow the scientists to see the bonds between the atoms and the shape of the molecule better. Shown here is a molecular graph of penicillin. In social media like Facebook, Google, Twitter, Instagram, etc., connecting the friends where each user is a vertex, and when user connects, they create an edge. Electrical engineering. Electrical circuits are closed loops. When the switch is turned on, the electrical circuit is complete. The current flows from negative terminal of source of power. Here, we apply the concept of graph theory to solve electrical circuit problems. In biology, graph theory can illustrate and help to organize complex migration patterns with vertices as geographic location and edges as a species movement or paths of migration. For example, we can use graph to model migrate patterns as seen on the screen, which helps scientists observe how certain species evolve as done with Juncus at UCSD. Sociology. In sociology, graph theory is used to explore the dissemination of rumor, to calculate the credibility of actors, and so on. Internet. Internet, which is one of the largest graph in the world. Conclusion. As you can see, graph theory is incredibly iconic and useful with its application. Graph theory can help us to solve very complicated issues too. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasira, for your wonderful presentation. Queuing theory is a branch of mathematics which is very widely used in various real life situations by suitably modeling and applying appropriately. Let us welcome P. Sangita to give her presentation on topic application of queuing theory in our daily life.
Hello everyone, this is Sangeeta from final year MSc Mathematics. With great honor and pleasure, I welcome you all to my presentation on queuing theory and its applications in our daily life. Here I am starting my presentation with question, what is a queue? A queue is a line or sequence of people, vehicle, or any other things awaiting their turn to be attended to or to be proceed. I'm sure that at least once in our day we are waiting in a queue. Queuing theory is a mathematical study of waiting line or queues. Queuing theory is a branch of operation research because the results of making decisions about the resources needed to provide service. Queuing theory was first introduced in the early 20th century by Danish mathematician Agnor Kalab Erlang, who is called the father of queuing theory. When customers are arriving for service, they wait their turn for service in the queue. If the service is engaged with the another customer, and these customers are served and they leave the system, which means in queuing system there is an input source that will form a queue and a server after serving the customer they go out the system. The queuing system can be completely described by arrival pattern of customers, service pattern of servers, queue disciplines. Some of the queue service disciplines are system capacity, number of service channels, and number of service stages. The arrival process is the number of customers arriving per unit of time. Random arrivals are describing by the Poisson distribution. The service time distribution is the number of customers served per unit of time. The service times are described by the exponential distribution. The service process may depend on the number of customers waiting for service. Service discipline. The service discipline is the manner by which customers are selected for service when a queue has formed. The most common discipline is FCFS, which means first come, first served. The other disciplines are last come, first service, and service in random order. And the last one is GD, that is general service discipline and including priority. Queuing theory uses the Kendall notation to classify the different types of queuing system. For example, the bank ATM. It can serve one customer at a time in your first in, first served order with your randomly distributed arrival process and service distribution time, unlimited queue capacity, and unlimited number of possible customers. Let's see the some of the applications of queuing theory in our daily life. Healthcare system, communication system, traffic system, telephone system, banking, bank ATMs, library management, and toll plaza. Let's see the example in supermarket. Customers arrive at a rate of 20 per hour. The average number of customers that can be proceeded by the cashier is 24 per hour. Which is the FCFS model, that is first come first service model. Arrival rate is lambda, which is 20 per hour. Service rate is mu, which is 24 per hour. By using these values, we can find the probability and average number of customers spend in the system, average time your customers spend in the system, average number of customers spend in the queue, and average time your customers spend in a queue. Hence, queuing theory plays a very important role in the development of everyday social life. The formation of queue is a common phenomenon which occurs whenever the current demand for a service exceeds the current capacity to provide the service. Thank you.
Thank you, Sangeeta, for your fantastic presentation. It is very excited to know that queuing theory applied in our day-to-day life. The Sierpinski triangle is a fascinating design in mathematics. Here, I invite Keetana and Kavya to give their presentation on the topic of Ramsey number in Sierpinski triangle.
Good afternoon to one and all. I'm Kavya L and my co-presenter Keetna S, Department of Mathematics. We are going to present on the topic Ramsey numbers in Sierpinski triangle. Introduction. Walla-Sierpinski, described as a common motif of 13th century cosmatasgi inlay stonework. It is named after the Polish mathematician Walla-Sierpinski, but appeared as a decorative pattern many centuries before the work of Sierpinski. A mathematical fractal is based on regression. Self-similarity can be quantified as a relative measure of the number of basic building blocks that form a pattern, and this measure is defined as a fractal dimension. The term fractal coined by Benoit Mandelbrot in 1975 and was derived from the Latin fractals meaning broken and fractured. The fractal dimension is one of the most commonly used measures to characteristics the complexity of a system. Sorry for the technical issues. Now we are going to see the introduction. A mathematical factor is based on regression. Self-similarity can be quantified as a relative measure of the number of basic building blocks that form a pattern, and this measure is defined as fractal dimension. There are three types of self-similarity found in fractals, namely exactly self-similarity, quasi-self-similarity, statistical self-similarity. As it was in introduction, Ramsey number. What is Ramsey number? Let us see. The Ramsey number R of S, T is the minimum number n such that any graph on n vertices contains either an independent set of size S or a clique of size T. Sierpinski triangle. What is Sierpinski triangle? Sierpinski triangle, also called a Sierpinski gasket or Sierpinski sieve, is a fractal attractive fixed set with the overall shape of an equilateral triangle subdivided recursively into small equilateral triangles. Next, how to construct the Sierpinski triangle? There are many different ways of construction the Sierpinski triangle, moving triangle. Start with an equilateral triangle, subdivide into four smaller congruent equilateral triangles. Remove the central triangle. Repeat step 2 with each of the remaining smaller triangle infinity. Each removed triangle is topologically an open set. This process is recursively removing triangle is an example of a finite subdivision group. Now, let us see how to write the dimension formula of a Sierpinski triangle. N is equal to m power d. N represents a number of self minus similar pieces. M represents magnification factor. D represents dimension. Take log on both sides. Log n is equal to log m power d. We need a dimension. Dimension d is equal to log of number of self minus similar pieces divided by log of the magnification factor. Dimension of Sierpinski triangle is equal to log 3 divided by log 2. The value of log 3 is 0.47212. Log 2 value 0.30102. Divided these values, we get an answer of 1.585. The constant dimension of Sierpinski triangle is equal to 1.585 is the value. Generated using the linear transformation. Start at the origin. Xn plus 1 is equal to 0.5 xn and yn plus 1 is equal to 0.5 yn. And in the equilateral triangle of different equilateral triangle in this form of xn plus 1 is equal to 0.5 xn plus 0.5 and yn plus 1 is equal to 0.5 yn plus 0.5. Xn plus 1 is equal to 0.5 xn plus 1 and yn plus 1 is equal to 0.5 yn.
Now let us see some examples for Sierpinski triangle. As we all know about the stars game, some will say yes and some will say no. So first of all, let us know about this game. In mathematics, the term chaos game originally referred to the method of creating a fractal using a polygon and an initial point selected at random inside. The fractal is created by iteratively creating a sequence of points, starting with the initial random point in which each point in the sequence is a given fraction of distance between the previous point and one of the vertices of the polygon. Let us start this game. The game starts with a triangle with each of the vertices are labeled differently. A die whose sides marked with the labels of vertices, 2 each, and a marker to be moved. Place the cursor where the inside of the triangle, then roll the die. Move the marker half of the distance towards the vertex that appears on the die. As we seen in the diagram, first the single triangle and then circle and an equilateral triangle. At last we can form as a Sierpinski triangle. Diagram. Video. Let us see some more example for the Sierpinski triangle. As we all know about the pyramid. In a pyramid, Start with the equilateral triangle, subdivide into 4 smaller concurrent equilateral triangle and remove the center triangle. Repeat above step on each of the remaining smaller triangle infinitely. We can see a number of serpentine triangle in this. And this is a Prince Tower. As we know, here we can see a diagram, we can see a serpentine triangle inside it. A number of equilateral triangle is inside that. A bridge. As we are using our daily life, we can cross many bridges. These are also the examples of serpentine triangle. Card arrangement. We can play a game as a card arrangement in number of ways. It's also a form of serpentine triangle. This method is also called a chaos game, an example of iterated function. With pencil and paper, a brief outline is formed after placing approximately 100 points and detail being appeared to after a few hundreds. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kirtana and Kavya, for your excellent presentation. Statistics help in providing a data as well as the tools to analyze the data. Let us call upon Parkavi from the Department of Mathematics to give her presentations about the analysis of the applications of statistics to the economic management.
Heartily welcome to all. Myself is Parkai Shivakumar. I'm pursuing the postgraduate Department of Mathematics. I'm hereby to explain about the applications of economic statistics, economic management. Before we are entering into the presentation, first we know about what is statistics. In simple word, the statistics means the collection of quantity data. Statistics is a mathematical science to involving the collection of analysis and interpretations of data. Statistics contains a large number of mathematical and other discipline professional knowledge. Next, we are tell about the role of statistics in economic management. In a short, the statistical analysis, the development of economic sorting, analyzing and providing statistical data and forecasting in the future development trend. The solution of problem and salary management. Statistical principle to guide economic planning. Economic planning has 5 goals of year plans: growth, modernization, self-reliance, and equality. Providing the basis of economic management contains natural analytical economics, arts and science, microeconomics, and use of microeconomics, multiple disciplinary, normalistic discipline, management-oriented, parametric. Next, the applications of statistics. Applications of statistics. These papers will analyze the applications of statistics in a modern economic management from the following 5 steps: marketing management, human resource, financial market, and auditing practices, and material management. Marketing management. The role of statistics in marketing is depend with the emphasis on the role of marketing. Statistics can play a role of scientific decision making and aspects marketing planning. Are some functions of marketing are product management, pricing, distribution, promotion, financing, marketing information management, and selling. Statistics on price, quality, sales area, consumer groups, and other data of product and product market. It can be easily to make a reasonable marketing plans and target. Next, the human resource.
The statistical management is to collate all the data and classify according to the certain paper and content. Employee satisfaction plays an important role with the enterprise. The statistics, it is an important means to cultivate the talent, improve the management mechanism, and promote the sustainable development of the enterprise. They have 7 stages of human resource management: analytics, selection, performance management, learning development, success planning, competitions and benefit, information system. Next, the financial market. The financial market through the analysis statistics results of the market price, earning the ratio and income of the company can be determined. The main ideas for the financial market where both the buyers and sellers can find each other easily without spending too much time, money or effort. With a stock market information and the average number comparison, the experts can make assessment of the stock price and judgment. Next, the auditing price. The statistics involves in the auditing practice and analyze the set of standard involved in the procedure that available in international standard which involve the audit cycles or starts with a set standard, measure current practice, compare the result of practice to standard, plan and implement change and re-audit. Material management. The material management is a statistics play an important role to analyze the material inventory. Thank you. Thank you, Parkavi, for your great explanation on application of statistics. A fold is a sequence of simple fold, elementary homomorphism in which the identified vertices are both adjacent to a common vertex. Let us invite Redrisha and Rajusha to give their presentation on topic graph theory in origami.
A warm greetings, one and all gathered in this auspicious occasion. I want to thank God and our institution for this wonderful opportunity. This is Rajusha and Redvisha from Department of Mathematics. We are here to present our PPT on the topic of graph theory in origami. On behalf of our team of 7 members, we are here to present our PPT.
Introduction. Origami is the wonderful art of Japanese culture which has organized in China. Origami is very much trending in molecular technologies, but we use origami to play and decorate it in our houses. Here, we are going to bring you to the involvement of mathematics in origami. The involvement of mathematics in origami can be discussed in geometry, calculus, abstract algebras, and etc. We have taken a graph theory to discuss the involvement of mathematics in origami.
Here we use 2 methods. One is origami and crease pattern, and we have taken 5 different types of graphs to explore.
The origami is the combination of 2 words. Or means fold and kami means paper. We can create anything from the paper without using scissors and glues. Even though it is a popular in Japan, later it becomes very much trending all over the world and gives a many innovative ideas for the molecular technologies.
Crease pattern. Crease pattern is formed by folding the paper. These are the lines formed when folding the paper. If we unfold some sculpture, we can find the crease pattern. The first figure represents the mountain crease and the second figure represents the valley crease.
Graph. Graph is the combination of vectors and edges. Here we have taken up 5 different types of graph. First one is King Tour graph. Second one is Jahangir graph. Third one is wheel graph. Fourth one is star graph. And the fifth one is Hamiltonian graph.
First, we will discuss King's Tour graph.
These are here some of the examples of King's Tour graph. We taken at our childhood papers of paperboard and 4 cups. When we unfold the paper cups, we have some crease pattern. The graph of this crease pattern is here. Then when we unfold the 4 cups, we have the crease pattern and we have the graph of the 4 cups.
By considering the central part, we have King's Tour graph. This is the central part of the graph and it is the King's Tour graph. King's Tour graph is a m cross n graph. It has nm vertices and 4 nm minus 3 nm n plus 1 plus 2. 2 edges. It is the King's Tour graph is a graph. It is the legal moves of a king in a chessboard. Each point represents the square of the chessboard and each line represents the moves of the kings.
Number of rows is equal to 3 and the number of columns is equal to 3. We have the number of rows and the number of columns in the graph and the vectors is rows into column, which gives the solution, and the number of edges be 4 into number of columns into number of rows minus 3 into columns plus rows plus 2, which gives the solution of 20.
So we have 9 vertices in our graph and 20 edges in our graph. So it satisfies the King's Tour graph definition.
Jahangir graph. In this graph, we take an example of finger trap. When we unfold this finger trap, we get the graph like this. We are having, considering the central part of the finger graph trap, we get the Jahangir graph.
Jahangir graph can be denoted by JNM. Here, n should be greater than 2 and m should be greater than 3. It has m into n plus 1 vertices, nm plus 1 vertices and m into n plus 1 edges. It is formed by the cycle graph, and here the n represents the distance from the m vertices. These are the m vertices and it is a cycle graph formed when adjacent to the central vertex. Here n is 2 because the distance from the m vertices is 1, 2 and m is 8. Here we have 8 vertices. So it is the cycle of C16 graph and it is called Jahangir graph. It was founded in the tomb of the King Jahangir. Here we have n is equal to 2 and m is equal to 8. If we substitute this value, we get number of vertices is 17 and number of edges is 24. Here it satisfies the definition of Jahangir graph.
Wheel graph. We taken the example of lotus. When we unfold the lotus, we get some crease pattern. Here the graph of this crease pattern. Considering the central part, we have the wheel graph.
Wheel graph. In wheel graph, Cn minus 1 by adding a new vertex. That new vertex is called hub. Here we have 4 vertex. It is the cycle graph, and when we add a new vertex, the all vertex in the cycle graph should be adjacent to the central vertex. It will become CN graph, and we can denote the wheel graph as WN graph.
Here we take on the wheel graph. In the center of the wheel graph, it is U0, which is the new vertex called as a hub, and we take on all the edges as 16. When this new edges will be added, it will be the 17 vertex. Number of vertex n is equal to 17, and number of edges be 2 into n minus 1 is equal to 32 edges.
Star graph.
We take an example for the star graph is fish. When we unfold the fish, we have some crease pattern, which has the graph of this crease pattern. Consider the center part, we have the star graph.
Star graph. In star graph, n minus 1 vertices should have degree 1, and the central vertex should have degree n minus 1. It is connected to the central vertex. Here, our graph, in our graph from V1, V2 to V11 has the degree 1, and the central vertex has the degree 10, and it is S11 star graph. So it satisfies the definition of star graph.
Hamiltonian graph. We take an example of saucer ball. This is the planar. This is the planar representation of a saucer ball,
and it is the Hamiltonian graph. Hamiltonian graph is a connected graph in which the Hamiltonian cycle, the cycle should be the cycle should meet all the vertices at exactly once. Here, our graph also satisfies the law. It is a connected graph, and the path in the graph exactly passes through every vertex of the graph. Therefore, it includes the Hamiltonian cycle. So, it is the Hamiltonian graph. It has n vertices, that is 20 vertices, and the Hamiltonian path is n minus 1. The Hamiltonian path is 19.
Conclusion. A simple paper craft which was used to play has a wonderfully changed the technology by its involvement. A single piece of paper has the wonderful knowledge of mathematics.
Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Radisha and Rajusha, for your wonderful presentation. It is very grateful to know about origami in graph theory. Probability has thousands of everyday uses from weathercasting to credit scores. Here come Tilotamal to give her presentation on topic probability theory in real life.
Good afternoon to everyone. I heartily welcome you all for this international conference. I thank you for all to everyone for giving this opportunity. I'm N. Tilotamal from Department of Mathematics, and we are 6 members to present a topic of probability theory in real life. Introduction. Rather than use a Descriptive scale, we use a numerical scale. Probability is a numerical measures of a likelihood that an event will occur. Probability means change in the possibilities of an outcomes. Probability is used in all types of areas in real life, including weather forecastings, sports splittings, and investings, and etc. And in also games and weather forecasting. Weather forecasting is used. Probability is used by weather forecasting to assess how likely it is that there will be rain, snow, and clouds, etc. on a given day of in a recent areas. Probability will be calculated by the number of days when a forecasting was occurred and it divided by total number of days for which the recorded is available. To forecast the weather, we first gather observations from around the world to measure what the atmosphere is doing. The meteorological forecast is one that has only two probabilities, zero or unity. Thus, even what we call a meteorological forecasting can be thought if in terms of two different probabilities, such as a forecast can be called as dichotomous. Sports betting. The sports analyses are conducted with the help of a probability to understand the strength and weakness of a particular team or a player. Coaches use the probability as a tool to determine in what areas their terms is strong enough and in which all areas they have to work to attain a victory. The situation informs all a better to make an informed decision according to your speech locations and reducing uncertainty, make a quicker decisions about whether or not to swim. Game theory. It is a study of mathematical representations of strategic relations among analytic outcomes. In 1944, John von Neumann published a paper, The Theory of Games and Economic Behavior. He proved Brouwer's fixed point theorem on a continuous mapping onto compact convex sets. The standard game theory method. Probability of all actions must be non-negative. This means any reaction available to any given player should be a number between 0 to 1. That is, total probability is equal to 1. Probability of all actions for any player must be sum up to a value of 1. Applications of probability in game theory. In politics, diplomats and politicians use game theory to analyze the situations of conflict between individuals, companies, states, and political parties. It is used in a war strategies, political voting, and political affairs. Game theory is mainly used in strategic form, that is mixed statistics and incomplete information about game theory. Probability games, probability review, blackjack, backgammon, science, option and debate. Conclusion. Probability is used by weather forecasting to assess how likely it is that will be rain, snow, or cloud on a given day in a certain area. Probability helps people to understand which choose a safe and which choice are risky. Of course, it takes in much easier when we have fluent knowledge of probability. It is mostly used in keep records, calculate probabilities, and provide knowledge. Basically, it helps us to understand a little bit better through numbers and other quantitative information. A probability forecasting include a numerical expressions of uncertainty about the quantity or even being forecasting. Thank you.
Thank you, Tilotamal, for your wonderful presentation. The logical step is to look at a multi-channel queuing system in which two or more servers or channels are available to handle arriving customers. I welcome Ashma Begum to give her a presentation on the topic multi-channel queuing system.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Asma Begum from Department of Mathematics, MSc first year. I specially thank my college for giving the wonderful opportunity. A group of 6 members had created these papers, and one among them to present it here. The topic is multi-channel queuing system. So let's start. First, the basic question is what is queue? A line or group of people, vehicles, or any other things waiting their turn or to be attended or to be proceed. I'm pretty sure at least once or any other day you are always in a queue or you are in a queue. We are quite familiar with queues in our day-to-day life. What are the various examples of queue? One of the good examples of queue in a line to go to the toilets or lining up to pay to the cash. But the queue are not only represent people, it can also be an example for an aeroplanes which are waiting for the turn to fly. Second example is here the bunch of people waiting for the latest already out of date Apple iPhone. And the third example is there is a people waiting to vote, very good citizens. They are trying to vote, and finally here some people is waiting for the turn. These are the basic information of queue. Next, we move to the introduction. Queuing theory is basically viewed as the department of utilized max. Queuing theory would not give the solution, but give you a measurement and analysis on different. They are not deterministic, but they are assumed to be follow certain distribution. For example, think of an ATM. It can serve one customer at a time in a first in first out order of randomly distributed arrival process and unlimited queue capacity. The reason for queuing is serving the time to a customer is more than arrival time of the customer. There is a need for the waiting, otherwise they won't join the line. Queuing fundamentals. The queuing system is characterized by three components: arrival, service, queuing discipline. The example of queuing fundamental is awaiting admission to the hospitals, servers are busy upon the patient arrival. They must join queue. Next, we see the common waiting situation in our day-to-day life. When looking at the queuing situation at a bank, the customers are people seeking to deposit or withdraw money and the server or the bank tellers. There are the three common reactions or aptitude for each of the customers or for each of the member of the queue. It can be either be balking, rigging and jockeying. So let's try to see each of them. Balking, where the customers decide not to enter the waiting line. Let's check the white shirt guy. He saw that all the lines are pretty long and he does not want to wait in the line. Thus he balked. Then he decided not to enter the waiting line. Rigging. The next one is rigging, when the customers enters but decide to leave before serve. So let's look at the blue shirt guy. They saw the line that is too long, point of the sale service, and they are decided to leave before serve. Jockeying. And the last one is jockeying is the nothing but when the customers enters one line and the switches to a different one in an effort to reduce the waiting line. That is called jockeying. Queuing process. The first process is finite process.
A limit on the customers for waiting in the queue. For example, there is a limit for patient to see the doctors in one day. The next one is infinite process, no limit on the customers. For example, roads on the vehicles, bus stop or railway station. Queuing system characteristic term. The provided method may additionally remember upon various factors. There is additionally both one couple of a server system. Multiple server structure can have one or queue for each and every server. Queue discipline. First in, first out. This is the familiar one of the queue system. Next one is last come, first served. Third one is served random. Last one is emergency technique. Queuing system, making an attempt out of an many registers ready in line at the financial institution for a teller. The waiting stations should be thing of an existence. Wait. Example for multi-channel queuing system. The question is at the temple in Tirupati, there are 30 people waiting for the laddu, then the counter open. It takes an average 90 seconds to serve a devotee. If no more devotees arrive and there are 4 counters operating, how long will take to serve them? So firstly, we calculate how much time need to serve these people. So there are 90 seconds are needed to serve one customer. There are 30 customers. So 90 times of 30 is 2700 seconds to require to serve all customers. So there are 4 service points. Suppose there are 4 service points, we can actually divide this number by 4. So 2700 divided by 4 is 675 seconds. The second question is, if the inter-arrival time for devotee is 30 seconds, how many servers are need to prevent the queue from growing? If you think about it, if the customers, the time it takes to serve a customer is smaller, quicker than the time it takes between each other customer arriving, the queue will not grow. When there is a one service point, 90 seconds is taken. If suppose there is a 2 service points, 45 seconds is taken. Finally, there is a 3 service points, 30 seconds is taken, which is same as the inter-arrival time. So the queue is not grow. So the answer is 3 service points. The time will be 30 seconds. There will always be the same number of people in the queue. Conclusion. Therefore, queuing principle can be relevant in many actual world situations. Queues are so not unusual in societies that it is pretty profitable to learn about them to save a few seconds off of one's wait. I'm really grateful to opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Asma Begum, for your fantastic explanation. An analytical method of problem solving and decision making that is useful in the management of organization. I invite Kritika from the Department of Mathematics to give her presentation on the topic of network scheduling in vehicle routing and delivery routings.
A warm welcome to one and all. I'm V. Kritika from First MSc Mathematics. I especially thank my college for giving me this opportunity. A group of 6 members had created this paper, and I am one among them to present it here on the topic of network scheduling in vehicle routes and delivery routes. What is introduction? The process of transporting goods towards a supply chain was organized by routing and scheduling. What is network scheduling? Network scheduling determines the various sequence and project completion time of jobs. Here we go with 2 different types: delivery routes and vehicle routes. Vehicle route scheduling. Vehicle route scheduling organizes the time of delivery, orders, and destination on time. How we plan for delivery routes? Select maximum and repeated delivery routes. Avoid high traffic areas. Help us reach the destination on time. We also have to find most efficient and economical route. Preparing a data. Some attribute information like name, address change, number of intersections are noted in the scheduling. Creating and editing. Graphical representation is used for create and edit the data. Displaying. When a network is created once, it displays the graphical representation of our data. Changing a solution. To find a solution, we have to follow the steps. First, generate a travel path in which the vehicle travel. Then, location should be break to find the corresponding route for the vehicle. Advantages in this scheduling. Cost of transportation reduced. Cost of transportation reduced. Accidents decreased. Increase the driver and customer satisfaction. As per Newton third law, for each action there is an equal and opposite reaction. In that way, this scheduling has some disadvantages too. Dependency have been decreased. There should be a lack in time tracking and tracing. And at the end, I conclude that this type of scheduling help delivery business to adjust the routes and meet unanticipated requests received from customer. Overall, it is a great efficient for vehicle routing and enable customer experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Kritika, for your interesting presentation. We learned something new from your presentation. Let's have a lunch break, and the next section will be takeover by the computer science department. We'll start nearly to stay tuned, guys. Thank you so much for your wonderful times. Thank you.